Hey guys, it's Emma. Welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, we are going to be discussing Emily Henry. Is she worth the read? Keep watching to find out. Disclaimer, these are all my personal opinions based off of my reading of the book. And if you don't like it, there's the door. Okay, I did my best to get these set up in chronological order. When I say chronological order, I do mean in the order I read them, not in the order they were published. For us, however, I don't have great memory, so I did my best. So the first Emily Henry book I ever picked up was Book Lovers. This is a book I got for Christmas a few years ago. I think last year actually for Christmas. And I have read 5 of her books. I read 5 of her books last year. Actually, I think I finished this one before New Year's. So this book follows Nora Stevens and Charlie Lastra, I think is how you say it. And basically, oh my gosh, you guys are gonna be like, oh, this sounds like a Hallmark movie. But she is a big time literary agent in, I think, New York, if I'm not mistaken. It didn't tell me, but I'm pretty sure she is from New York. She seems like a New York kind of girl. I'll just tell you the kind of person. She's on a Peloton, she's not laid back. She's very like workaholic, I guess. She's very professional, very serious. Charlie Lastra is a book editor, so obviously, they're in the same field of work. And they met a few times. It never went well. They were kind of mortal enemies. Not really enemies, but they weren't besties, I can tell you that. And Nora's little sister Libby is like, hey girl, like, you need to rest, like, and I'm super pregnant, I'm about to have a kid, girl, like, we're not gonna be able to hang out for a few months until my baby is like older. She's like, facts. That's like facts, Libby. So they go to Sunshine Falls, North Carolina, where they try to calm down, chill out. Well, you know what? Guess who's in Sunshine Falls? Charlie Lastra. What? So this book follows the two of them bumping into each other, and they're just like, ugh, so annoyed. Yeah, I believe I gave this book, gosh darn, like a 4.2 out of 5. This book was good. I actually I don't think I've ever reread this book. That's actually crazy. Maybe I'll do that this year. Maybe I'll do a reread. Maybe I'll have like every year I'll have 1 week dedicated to just Emily Henry books. Now the books I have are the only books I thought she wrote. I thought I've read her entire collection, but it turns out I haven't. So that's kind of sad. Next up, this is probably my most controversial take in this video, possibly on this channel, but Happy Place by Emily Henry. And yes, this is a hardcover. That was a paperback. I don't want to talk about it. This one I also got on Christmas last year. This, oh my gosh, first of all, I don't know why the dust cover is like too big. It's like really flimsy. It's like look at all that room. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, I'm going to take this off while I talk about it because, oopsie. Ugh, I don't like how that feels. Anyways, so this is the book, Happy Place by Emily Henry. It's about, hang on, what is it about? Who are the people's names? Harriet and Wynne. Which one is the girl? I don't remember. Okay, Harriet is the girl, Wynne is the guy. So it follows Harriet and Wynne, and they've been friends for like a long time, like all through college. They were friends, and they had a big group of friends, and they had a house in Maine. All the friends. I think it was actually one of the friends' dad's houses, and they all went there, like all the time together. They always went on vacations and stuff together, and they all hung out in the house, and it was so much fun. They enjoyed Maine, got some lobster. They all lived nearby. I think they all lived in Maine in college at this time. But this story follows after that. It's called Happy Place because that house is Harriet's happy place. And Harriet is a busy surgical resident, whatever it's called, a resident at a hospital. That doesn't mean she lives there, by the way. It means she works there. And Win, I don't even know what Win does. I think Win's just chilling. And anyway, they break up, but they don't tell their friends that yet. And they'd broken up 5 months ago. They go back to the happy place and they try to pretend they're still together. I'm pretty sure. I don't think they tell their friends. It's just, I don't know. Honestly, I don't remember a lot about this book. It was kind of a bore for me. Um, I'll probably try it again just because everybody loves Happy Place. Haley Fam loves Happy Place. And I love her videos. She loves Emily Henry. She's the one who introduced me to Emily Henry. So thank you. Thank you, Haley Fam. Shout out. She's probably my favorite booktuber. But anyways, so I don't know, this book was kind of boring to me. I don't know if it's because the time I read it or what. Yeah, I just wasn't a big fan. I'm pretty sure I gave this one like 3 stars, which I know seems like a lot, but I like feel like mean going anywhere under 3 stars. So like 3 stars is pretty much a 1 star kind of vibe for me. I don't know. I mean, I've definitely read worse. Next up, we have my favorite Emily Henry book, which is the 3rd one I've ever read. People We Meet on Vacation. This one, I don't know why I'm so obsessed with it. It's obviously a 5 star. I love it so much. Oh my gosh. So this follows Poppy and Alex. They're from basically the same town. One of them is from East Linfield. One of them is from West Linfield, Ohio, I think. Linfield, Ohio. One's from East, one's from West. So they've been all the same places. They literally grew up in the same place. And then they ended up at the same college in like Chicago. Right? I'm pretty sure they go to Chicago for college. And they go to college together. And after the first semester or the first year, whatever, I'm not really sure how college works. But when they get to go home, they end up carpooling together after an awkward interaction at orientation. But they brush it off. And they like literally connect like that on the like that. Like that on the way home. And yeah, after that, their friendship just goes. They're best friends all through college. They go on trips together every summer. They call it the summer trip, I think. And I don't remember exactly what happens, but they have a falling out. Oh, I don't think I can tell you what happened anyway. Yeah, I can't tell you. I think it's a spoiler. So they have a falling out at one of their summer vacations. Oh, by the way, Poppy and Alex. But Poppy, she's quirky. She's a little quirky girl. She's always dressing in like these vintage clothes. If you've read Better Than the Movies, she's similar to Liz in like her style and like her like uniqueness. And then Alex literally wears khakis in the same color shirt every single day. He just like buys them in bulk in multiple colors. Love him. And she is not a fashion blogger, a travel blogger. So she writes her own little blog, and well, that little blog went famous, and she's now working at a not prestigious, but like a really fancy. It's called Rest and Relaxation magazine in New York, and she works for them. I love it. And so it's like, yes, every summer for 10 years, like 9 years, they go on vacation together and they have a great time. They're like best friends, inseparable, right? Until, they did get separated. But then out of the blue, Poppy is like, you know what? Like, I really miss Alex. Like, we've barely talked in the last 2 years. And it was rough for her. It was like really rough on her. And so she decided to go on one last summer trip with Alex. And that is where the story takes place. I mean, we have like, there's like a good amount where they're not there yet. But the rest of it is the summer trip. And my gosh, it's a great romance. It's 5 stars from me. I love this book. I've reread it multiple times. Next we have Beach Read by Emily Henry.
Girl, who else would it be by?
And if I'm not wrong, yes. Okay, so we have January Andrews. She is the girl, and Augustus Everett. This book is actually really good. I think this is probably a good 4.5 stars. They're both authors. One, January is like a happy, like cutesy romance, happy ending. Augustus is like, he's a literary fiction author, and he likes doom and gloom. Anyway, so they end up being neighbors. I'm just gonna cut to the chase. They just end up being neighbors in a beach town, and they kind of don't really like each other at first, but then they make a bet that they can't write each other's kind of book because they're both in a book slump, like in a writing slump, and they're both having writer's block. So they're like, you know what, January, you write literary fiction. Augustus, you write a cute little like romance. And so it just follows them and their story, and they have to hang out with each other, learn from each other, and all that. It's really, I love books about authors and like about people who love books. It's just like so full circle. I love it. And then last but certainly not least, my most recent Emily Henry read. I literally read this like a few months ago, and that is Funny Story by Emily Henry. This is a very good book. It really is. Basically, them two, their significant others, his girlfriend, her boyfriend, fiance, actually her fiance, and his girlfriend were childhood friends. They were always really close, but these two, they were cool with it. They were like, it's okay, like we believe you. Well, turns out they weren't childhood friends after all. I mean, they were, but they weren't just friends. So their significant others ended up getting with each other and kicking them to the curb. So they moved into an apartment together, and they lived together. They were both dealing with it in their own ways, the breakups. They're going through the breakups. It was rough. And they start hanging out. They become friends. She doesn't really know the city that well. She just works at the library, then she goes home. She doesn't have a lot of friends because she realized all her friends weren't really friends. They were just his friends that she hung out with. It's kind of sad, actually. But she ends up making some good lifelong friends, and something happens between these two in all this time they're spending together of him showing her the city and trying to make her happy. And it's so cute. And this book is really good. I think this is also a 4.5 stars. Yeah. Emily Henry. This one is definitely a 4.5 stars. This is just so good. So, in conclusion, the answer is yes. Emily Henry is 100% worth the read. My top recommendations from the books I've read: People We Meet on Vacation. Read this first because it's so good. Like, this should be your first Emily Henry book. I wish it was my first Emily Henry book. I would have read the rest of them a lot sooner if I knew they were going to be half as good as this one. This one literally is my pride and joy. It's my favorite. It's my baby. It's one of my favorite books in general. And then after that, I'd say Funny Story, which is her most recent book, except I believe she actually has a book coming out this year. So that's exciting. I'm definitely going to have to buy that. And then Beach Read. And then Book Lovers. And then Happy Place. Happy Place just is not my favorite. I'm going to give it a little reread because I've noticed what a year difference can make as a reader, and I've evolved a lot as a reader, and my taste has changed throughout the year. Kind of like discovering what I like and stuff. So I'm definitely gonna have to give Happy Place another try because everybody raves about it. And maybe I was just bored because I was really tired when I was like on vacation when I read this. So I guess I can see how I could be bored because I was wanting to do other things and I was just reading to read. Like sometimes like you just read because you need to get the pages through and you're not really like paying attention to the story. I feel like that might have been what happened. So we're gonna try Happy Place again, probably in the summer, because all of her books, by the way, all of her books are pretty much actually, I'm pretty sure every single one of her books, at least her like romance books, are set in the summer. So these are great beach reads, summer reads. Great for your summer TBR. So, yeah. That's all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, please click like and subscribe. And in the comments down below, let me know what kind of video, I don't know what that was, you guys would like to see next. And let me know if you guys have read Emily Henry. And if so, what is your favorite Emily Henry book? Okay, bye now.